Hey, what's up guys? I'm Sal. Thanks for checking out the video. Doing a bit of traveling today, so I thought it'd be a really good opportunity for me to give you sort of an update review on the ATOTO F7 head unit that I've got with wireless CarPlay. So let's get into it. Cool, so a little under a year ago, I actually did a review of the ATOTO F7 XE, the standard edition one that has wired CarPlay, and I really liked it. Obviously there's pros and cons to every one, but overall I was really impressed with the unit. So I was watching the deals on Amazon and stuff, and when I saw that the XE, the wireless version, had a sale going, I picked it up and threw it in the truck. I will say I don't have any experience with other head units like Pioneer or JBL or whatever other ones are out there, so I can't really give you a comparison of, yeah, this is better than that one, but I'm just kind of talking through my experience with this ATOTO one and kind of talking you through some of the pros and cons. It is worth noting before we get into the pros and cons that ATOTO now offers like a new base model, which is the WE, the wireless edition. So it kind of is replacing the SE that I used to have. It's kind of for the same price, like 160 bucks, and it offers wireless Apple CarPlay, but there still is a difference between the wireless, the WE and the XE that this one is. The XE comes ready for Sirius XM or satellite radio, so that might be a deal breaker for some of you guys. I don't personally listen to Sirius XM, but I know my dad does and a lot of other people do. So if you need that functionality, it might be worth the upgrade to the XE. Cool, so jumping into the pros for this head unit, I think the biggest thing for me was that it just looked clean in here. So many times aftermarket head units, especially the single DIN ones, for double DIN it's not quite as bad, but they get all flashy with all the different colorful LEDs and everything, and I just appreciate that you can have CarPlay in a truck from 2002 and it doesn't look entirely out of place. Also, the screen quality is really good. It's not cell phone quality good, obviously, but I have no complaints about it, and I'd say the colors are a little bit more vibrant than the SE that I had before. I don't know if they just, ATOTO upgraded their screens across the board, but in my experience, this one just kind of has a little bit more pop to it than the SE that I used to have. Also, on the topic of the screen, the touch works perfectly. I don't have to like jam my fingers on it or, you know, touch. Well, if you want to hit this button, you got to go, you know, actually half an inch to the right and then it registers. It's nothing like that. It just works as it should. Next, talking about the install, like I said, I didn't record a video for it, but it is really easy. I'll have a video that I followed when I installed it first from 208 Tyler. He did a really pretty thorough install of it, and it made it really easy. I think the biggest thing for me was just having the adapter harness from Crutchfield, because then you're not cutting and splicing into the factory wiring. You can preserve that and then splice the wiring that comes with your head unit into the harness, and then everything just kind of plugs and plays from there. So yeah, I think that's worthwhile doing. It kind of saves you the headache of cutting into your factory stuff. When you're doing the install, at least on my 2002 truck, you bypass the factory amp. And as far as sound quality goes, I don't know that it was any better, but it definitely wasn't any worse. And what's cool about the ATOTO unit is you can actually go in and you know, tune it, have all the different, you know, all the different bars. I don't really know how to tune it, but it's available to you if you want. I've also done a speaker upgrade in here, underseat subwoofer, upgraded kicker speakers in the doors, and yeah, I'm very satisfied with the sound of the music in the cab. Another really cool benefit of this ATOTO head unit is you can actually listen to regular radio stations, or for the XE you can listen to satellite radio, right, while using CarPlay. So apparently a lot of aftermarket head units don't offer that, but this one does, which is really beneficial. Another benefit of this head unit is you have the ability to add a backup camera. I know ATOTO offers their own backup cameras. I installed a different one from Nikita, I don't remember, and I'll have that video linked below. Install went really smooth, and it all interfaces well with this head unit, and it's just nice to have, especially in a truck. I still back up using my mirrors and stuff, but it's for when you're backing up to a wall or to another car, and it's sometimes hard to judge how close you are. You have your backup camera, it's so easy. So I really appreciate that, and I wish I had done it sooner. And then of course we got to talk about the wireless Apple CarPlay, which is awesome. like I mentioned earlier, I did use the wired version for about a year, and I never really had a problem plugging in every time to get CarPlay up. In fact, most times I get in the truck, I plug in anyways just to get a little bit of charge, but let me tell you, it is so nice to have the wireless though. You just get in, leave your phone in your pocket, start driving, and everything's already loaded up. And it's just really, really nice. The wire still works as like a backup, so sometimes if I get like a weird glitch or something, I just plug in and it kind of solves itself, which is nice because I already had the wire run for the wired version, so everything just kind of stayed the same. But yeah, wireless is so, so good. It's funny, sometimes I have friends or family riding with me, and we'll get in, we'll start driving, and they'll be like, holy crap, is that thing wireless? Because it just loads right up, and I'm like, yeah, it works like a charm. And they're always really impressed. So yeah, it's I do really appreciate having the wireless CarPlay. But with that said, roll into the cons here. I found that the wireless connectivity has some glitches, and it's not so much a problem with connecting between my phone and the head unit. It connects every time, no issues at all. I've never had a problem with that. The problem is when it connects, I'd say half of the time, like legitimately like 50-50 chance, when I start driving, the screen will just freeze up. Not because I start driving, but within a few minutes of connecting, the screen will freeze. And it's weird because it shows the normal CarPlay screen, and nothing looks wrong until you realize you're not moving on the screen. Like, you know, you've driven for a couple minutes and it's still showing you sitting at your house. And you're like, ah, crap. And you just got to reset it. It only takes a second. Like, I'll do it right now. You just hit the home button, hit CarPlay, and it pulls right back up. So it's literally that simple, and that's my fix for it, and it works 100% of the time. Just home, CarPlay, and then it's good to go. But it's just kind of annoying, and it's funny because, like I said, it's like a half and half chance, and when it does connect and doesn't freeze up, it's kind of a nice surprise. It's like, oh, nice, I'm gonna have a good day. CarPlay worked today, off the bat. Kind of a funky little thing, but it happens almost every day, and the fix is simple, but it's just worth noting. And I'll have to throw a caveat in here. I know a lot of modern cars have CarPlay, and they have lots of little bugs like this too, so I think we can cut this $150 head unit a little bit of slack for having a little bit of a bug when, you know, you get a brand new $50,000 car, and that also has some CarPlay funkiness too. Another little thing with this head unit that's just kind of annoying is it has volume buttons instead of a volume knob. It doesn't bother me as much as I thought it would, but I think most people, myself included, we just kind of prefer a volume knob. It feels a little bit more natural, but the buttons aren't bad. They just feel a little bit cheap. I don't know if you can hear that, but they're a little clicky when you're, you know, pressing it up and down. So not ideal, but I don't think it's like a deal breaker that you shouldn't buy this head unit because it doesn't have a volume knob. But yeah, I don't know. I know it's a hotly debated topic amongst aftermarket head units on, you know, if the volume knob is essential or not. And I don't know. I think I would prefer one with it, but like I said, it's not a make or break it sort of deal. Next, I want to talk a little bit about the hands-free calling, and I'll be honest, I don't use it. I didn't use it on the old SE version, and I don't use it here. And it's really because the microphone that comes with the kit is big, bulky, ugly, and when I was talking with family and friends using it, they said it didn't really sound much better than if I was just talking on speakerphone. So, I don't know. I know you can upgrade the microphone. You can just buy any lapel mic, basically like what I'm wearing right now, and plug that in instead. But I just haven't really had a desire to do it. I don't know. I don't mind using speakerphone. It is a little bit annoying. You get a phone call or you make a phone call and you got to go on your phone and switch from CarPlay to speakerphone every time you do it. So that's really annoying. The last little thing is really funky, and I don't know if it's my phone or the head unit or some combination of the two, but last summer I moved from Florida up to Virginia, and I went in Apple Maps, changed my home from Florida to my new address in Virginia, and when I'm connected with CarPlay and I put in a destination in Virginia, it still gives me navigation instructions from my old house in Florida. And it's really weird. Like, the destination's 10 minutes from me, but it'll say 14 hours, you'll get in at 4 in the morning, and if you look at the map, it shows you going from Florida all the way up. And then once you click go, it zooms way in on where you're at now in Virginia, and it's like, what? So It doesn't affect, you know, usability or anything, but it's just kind of funny. I don't know why it's doing that. Okay, a lot of talk in this video. Thanks for bearing with me, but the big question is, would I recommend this head unit? And honestly, I would. I think it's a great value for the money, especially if you're watching Amazon and you get a good deal on it, which they run pretty frequently, like $10 up to $30 off, which is really nice. And I just think adding CarPlay, especially wireless CarPlay, to an older vehicle just brings it into the modern era. It makes road trips so much nicer, having the map up, having music playing, all just, you know, a touch away, not having to look down at your phone. Just honestly, it makes driving a little bit safer. As far as the wireless versus wired discussion, I think just pony up, get the wireless. You know, buy once, cry once, that saying. And honestly, I think it's not that much of a premium in the price over the wired version anymore, now that they're offering the F7 XE, which is roughly the price of what the wired one used to be. So I think having wireless is so nice, just getting in, going. And as far as the head unit itself, very few quirks or glitches that I've run into personally, and all of them are pretty easily remedied too. So I don't have experience with other brand head units, but this has got to be one of the best out there. It just works. It looks clean, and definitely has earned my recommendation. This head unit will be linked in the description of the video, and it is an affiliate link, so I'll get a little bit of a kickback if you buy it using my link. But this video is not sponsored by ATOTO by any means. I bought this with my own money, and I would still recommend it. So go check it out. If you have any other questions, ask them in the comments. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. But with that, thanks so much for watching. Thanks for subscribing, and have a great rest of your day.